So I don't really have any plans right now. I didn't plan this out. I just came from a Tyler the Creator concert though, so I think I'm just gonna talk about Scumfuck Flower Boy or just Tyler the Creator in general. My relationship with Tyler I think starts with early high school, when Odd Future was such a big thing. I think because you were coming off in I guess this was around 2008 2009. The what was coming into prominence was Young Money, right? And you got that kind of rap group thing with Lil Wayne, Drake, Nicki Minaj, and then once you get into the 2010s, early 2010s, is really when you kind of start hearing about Tyler the Creator, his whole weird new group called Odd Future, where they were literally all these odd outcasts in some way, and they were making music together, and they were all kind of awkward and trying to be cool, and it was always something that felt resonant in some way to our generation. I think at the time. For me personally, my favorite ones in Odd Future my favorite one was Earl Sweatshirt. I loved Earl Sweatshirt. I think possibly because of his youth, and just the way of the way he rapped was very it was always very personal, and he was just very creative with the way he structured his raps, and I liked his voice as well. I was also a big Frank. I also was and already is. I am a big Frank Ocean fan, but when we look at for Tyler was always kind of. I was never really fully on board with him. I remember my first memory of Tyler the Creator was being sent a video clip a video link on YouTube by a friend. It was the video to Yonkers, and Yonkers was this kind of brash and just hard hitting rap song that was kind of about nothing, but also it was the visuals of the video was really what kind of made it what I feel like in my memory one of the big rap viral videos, because of just how vulgar it looked. I mean, he would at one point he was eating a bug, I remember, and then he was eating a bug in his mouth. It looks so real, and he kind of hangs himself at the end. I think it's very difficult to watch, and it was really that's what kind of distinguished Tyler the Creator for me. He seemed to be the most invested in the idea of making shock rap, or like just making the most outlandish and disgusting, to be honest, videos to get the attention of all these people, and it worked, I guess. And in that sense, that's why I never really took Tyler the Creator very seriously. And while there were some songs I did enjoy from his, I had like a soft spot for Yonkers. It is pretty catchy, and then I really liked She with Frank Ocean, but I never really got into him, so I didn't listen to him that much after Goblin, and then I kind of skipped Wolf and what was the last one called? Anyway, his other album, and I was more interested. I'd listened to a lot of Doris, Earl Sweatshirt, and I was listening to Frank Ocean's Channel Orange. But everything really changed when I listened to Cherry Bomb was when I skipped. But when I listened to Flower Boy for the first time, when it leaked, I think it leaked first, and it came out, it was a completely different sound, and I remember being so excited about it because it was leaning more towards a kind of R&B aesthetic that I think I was more interesting, and he was singing more. He was singing pretty well, and Tyler the Creator is just he changes image with the album, and it was very palpable, I think, when I was watching the concert earlier, and you can see how different his vibe was. Now he's kind of mellowed out a bit. Well, there's still songs like It Ain't Got Time, or where he kind of still has that inner vulgar energy in a good way. He kind of mellows out in this one, and then he obviously he goes into more depth with discussions about his sexuality, about his he may or may not have come out and all that. But I just have to say that I think it's interesting how over time our perceptions of artists change based on. I mean, right now Tyler the Creator, he is not anymore a teenager acting out with his with hyperbolic, exaggerated music videos. Now it's kind of he's like this deeply lyrical and expressive, you know, practically R&B singer, and I deeply respect him for that. And I watched him earlier in the concert, and you could tell how much love and passion his fans gave to him in a different way from his opener Vince Staples, who I'm also a very big fan of. I think those are the two best rap albums of last year. But you can really tell the difference of the love for Tyler because of that, because of what he represents as this kind of this kid who just did whatever he wanted, but eventually matured and became an adult. And with this new album, he seems to have transcended his own sound and come to himself in a way that people would never have really expected, and I didn't expect. And I think he's a great example of just how much an artist can change. So yeah, big fan, nothing much to say.